Guys, welcome back. It's Hdmi here, Tech and Games Crusader. We have a decent size unboxing here, Switch focused accessories for the new Switch OLED system, and we're going to also unbox the system itself. And as you can tell by the size of my hand, this is a very, very small box, like literally crazy small. So what I've got here, let's go over everything. First off, we have a deck accessory enhancement to add a fan to the back of the deck for the area that is removable on the Switch OLED deck, and it is white. This is the Hdmi dock cooling fan. As you can see, it says strong wind, sponge block, and then cooling fan. Now the other products from Hdmi that I've previously used is the underdock 4 USB hub, and it was $10. This was $17. Just wanted something to enhance whatever is already there. I could care less about the LED light. The fan is what's most important. We have here the HomeSpot Ethernet media docking station. And what this is an open face dock option that has Ethernet built in with your other ports on it, or just USB 2.0. Then there's another port underneath the front of the dock here. You can plug in a accessory that they sell for Bluetooth to give Bluetooth audio, which this is before the 13.0 firmware update released that added Bluetooth audio support to the Switch. This is $45 on Amazon. I have the iVoler V-Guard tempered glass screen protector for the Switch OLED, and this actually has a frame that you can be able to, with less hassle, install the tempered glass screen protector onto the Switch OLED panel. We have a case here, and it is a full carrying case kit for the Switch OLED with protective case, 2 screen protectors, and 6 thumb grips. So it's got some extra accessories in there for it. We're not going to use the tempered glass screen protectors in this. I want to try this solution first. We have the OIVO silicone case for the Switch OLED. It does have grip on it and port openings. It is white. Ergonomic grip design, easy to push the release buttons. Precise cutouts for easy access to all ports. Dockable, which is what's important. And the thickness is only 0.9 millimeters. So this was $9.93 on Amazon. Here we have the Hdmi controller grip to match the white Joycons, because I've got all the other ones to match for the gray and the neon red and neon blue. This is for the OLED Joycons. As you can see, it just offers a grip for the Joy-Con to be used in controller, single player mode controller. And of course, the thing you have to have the ultimate Switch. I have yet to ever install and use a memory card in my Switch, for the reason that the internal storage, when you first got the Switch, you couldn't have access to both internal plus your external storage at the same time. So we have the Sandisk Extreme Plus 1 terabyte, speeds up to 170 megabits per second read and 90 megabits per second write. And this can be used in anything. I'll probably will use one of the other ones in the Sony Xperia 1 Mark III, and then also in the GC or the GameCube micro SD card reader. the options for things like the PSP Pro, the mode, or the Dreamcast MU, the PSIO, or the PlayStation Memory Card Pro. You know, different things this can be used for. This was on sale on Amazon. Had Best Buy price match it to that $140 price. So this is not getting open right now, just showing you as far as what everything is here. So let's go ahead and get started with the Nintendo Switch OLED model. And as you can see here, we have Nintendo Switch console, Joy-Con left, Joy-Con right, Joy-Con straps, high-speed HDMI cable, the Nintendo Switch dock in white, the Joy-Con grip in black, Nintendo Switch AC adapter, the console, it's just different languages, okay. As you can see here, the differences in the upgrade is the 64 gigabytes of system storage. It's not memory, it's storage. Memory-wise, this is only 4 gigabytes. But you got system storage. Your dock with the Ethernet port is white. And the new stand. So this just tells you right here everything that is improved visibly. The other things that are improved that are not visible is your speaker ports on the system and the way that the sound is amplified through the system. So you got tabletop mode, which is a lot better now, where it's basically, you could call it surface mode because it looks like a surface. A Microsoft Surface, that is. TV mode, you know, typical dock. Handheld mode. And give me one moment, guys. About to sneeze. Okay, guys, we're back. But yeah, let's go ahead. Get this open. I do like that there's no tape. Okay, so first thing we see here as we open the flap, we got plug it in, set it up, and that's it, 2 steps. So, to remove the Joy-Cons, power it on, to put it in sleep mode, alright. We are greeted first off to the new Switch actual panel. Of course, if you're going to call something OLED, you want to have that be featured at the very top. So that's definitely a very good inclination of what they're trying to show off here. So this is roughly 1/3 of an inch wider, or 6 millimeters wider per side than the original Switch. Should be the same height. But that does not mean, because of the layout of things up here changing, that charge grips will work on this. As well, you don't want to do anything that will short out your OLED screen. It is possible. It's not going to likely happen, but it is a possibility. I mean, we have here our new Joy-Cons. I will say they feel slightly heavier. I don't think that there is... It may be a different battery. It could be a different actual battery. What would you call it? Sorry guys, it's early. My brain is just fried right now. layout or direction or maybe placement of the battery, because this one feels heavier right here. This one feels heavier right here. So that's different because the battery should be right here. You can see it is definitely not balanced. And then this, alright. So this one, it definitely, it feels like the battery is more on the outside, like in this area, than being like right here, where underneath my thumb. I don't know until I actually would open it up, and I don't want to open it up because it's actually got the color and everything that I wanted originally on the Switch, because I like white. I mean, I like white things. I like the color, the cleanness of white. White is harder to see scratches on than black. I do know that these will still experience Joy-Con drift, but I've only had ever one set, and not even my original set of Joy-Cons had drift. It was the gray Joy-Con set pair that I bought for Mario Tennis Aces. But, moving on, we got this. There's nothing in there. Here's our HDMI cable. Same kind of cable that was included with the original Switch, which my 2017 Switch still functions fine. It is fully HDMI 2.0A capable. Does not have 2.0B capability for being able to handle HDR, because the Nintendo Switch can't do HDR. That would make this the ultimate thing if, you know, the biggest thing and appeal for an OLED is the deep color gamut of HDR. Maybe, just maybe, if Nintendo actually wisens up and listens to what Nvidia wanted to do, the upgraded or the Super Switch will actually do HDR at 900p for the handheld. So it's a possibility, it could happen. We'll just have to wait and see. So this is a all black compared to the gray AC adapter that I have with the original Switch. So I like the all black matte on this with the gloss inlay, because even the cable is black. See, everything on the original that I had was gray. So here's the Joy-Con grip. Still have my original in the packaging like this, because I had no need to take it out. Here we have, going down our checklist, one of our wrist straps, and here's the other wrist strap for the Joy-Cons. And to me, the star of the show, a white dock. It does feel nice. It is very, very glossy. So this is what this right here is going to replace. So let's go ahead, as we have now gotten the dock out, let's replace this by taking a look at our Hdmi cooling fan product here. Got some tape, so I was able to get that with just fingernails. So let's go ahead, roll that over the top like that. All right. Included in this, we have our actual panel replacement. We have our instructions and our cable. So, taking a look at this, here's the sponge that it says to use in the corner, which I could care less about. Mainly, this is just so that you don't have your air that you're trying to cool down inside of it just being pressed straight back out through this corner here. So let's compare here. You can see the bottom, you got these downward clips, 2 of them. Downward clips, 2 of them. The top, we have an actual shelf that goes inside of it. Just like that. So, what do you get for this? Well, we have a USB Type-C cable here. Grab my longer USB cable here off of my Quest 2 charge dock. Plug that in. Okay, that is definitely an airflow improvement. It's coming out on the side right here, not on the back. There's a slight amount of air coming through the top, but not a whole lot. So, it's not something you want to stick your fingers in. I do wish that they did have some sort of a mesh, They had some sort of a mesh right here to cover over this. So you don't, this is not for kids. Don't stick your fingers in here like I just did. I mean, just because it's not moving super duper fast doesn't mean that it won't hurt you. Because you can also damage the blades, just like you do on PC fans, to where that you don't want to have any sort of electrical shock issue going on, because this is plugged in right now directly to right here, 12 volt, converting over to 5 volt and coming out here. This is a 3 amp cable, so this only probably requires the use of a 1 amp cable, because a fan is not even an amp. And not say this fan is maybe 0.2 to 0.15 amps to power. Let's see what it says here, if anything. So right here, 0.13 amps. See, told you. At most, I was guessing 0.15. So the cooling fan is DC 5 volt. Already knew. That is definitely a pretty configuration. Let's go over the ports here we have on the switch dock. We got two USB 2.0 ports on the sides here. None on this side. We have our Ethernet port here, and this is T100. You're not going to get higher than 100 megs per second, even in the best conditions of fiber, because this is literally, they used the USB 3.0 port replaced on here to be able to do just T100, which could be done on a USB 2.0 port. So that kind of me is a waste of money, and a waste of versatility, because you don't have a high-speed port on the switch dock anymore for, you know, storage or anything like that. You got, here's your HDMI 2.0A. So this port is wired to be able to handle up to 4K output, but it's 4K 60, no HDR. So it can only do 8-bit color. And then your AC adapter, which is your 12 volt. So if it were me, I would prefer to have a T1000 port on here, being it taking the place of USB 3.0. But that's here and there. Can't do anything about what Nintendo officially decides to release because of whatever regioning and different protocols they have to fall within per region. And so you unplug that. Got this over here. Here's the short cable that came with. So what this is intending to do is just like that. Make sure. Okay, let's reverse that. We want it seam side down. There we go. All right. So now that's that. It's done. Well, okay, that cable is really tight. Let's just do it the top one, just because the spacing here. There we go. Is more lined up front to back. So here's our function and instructions, product introduction, function diagram. Take parameters, same thing we saw on the inside panel of the dock. Definitely where it has an exposed fan, do not expose to liquids or extreme heat. Alright, so that's one product down here. Moving on. Let's go ahead. Put this over here. Alright, so let's take a look now at the Ethernet media docking station. So things that are different about this and things that are improved over the original dock. We have awesome. Meh. So we got the little thing for review or support. Here we have the HomeSpot Ethernet Media Docking Station Manual. Package contents, user guide, warranty card, docking station. So, things that have improvement over the original that I still feel is the best implementation is an open front dock. That way you have the ability to have a stand to put it in rather than having to use a kickstand on the console. And then you have a TV mode button for toggle TV mode on and off, and audio output toggle. USB-A, a USB-A on the side, kickstand, TV mode LED indicator, a USB-C port for the Bluetooth adapter like I told you about. On the side here we have we actually have a 3.5 millimeter auxiliary audio port, so that's kind of cool. So you can plug in headphones. A USB-C, USB-C out of my head. USB-A port, another USB-A port. So that's 4 USB-A ports on this thing. An Ethernet port that is also a T100. USB-C port for the power input, and HDMI output port 1.4C. So this is 14.4 gigabits of bandwidth only. You can do 4K 30 or you can do 1080p 60, but you cannot do 4K 60 on this dock. Initial setup, pretty straightforward. So from here we got TV mode and audio mode. Turn on the TV, select the correct HDMI input channel that is connected to the dock. Set TV mode toggle to on, set audio output toggle to TV. Wake up, turn on the switch. TV mode LED indicator will turn on. Switch video will be displayed on the TV and audio will be output through the TV. Cool. TV mode and external audio. Okay, so this is kind of cool. It's for your external audio mode where you can plug in speakers or headphones or whatever. So you turn on the TV, select the correct HDMI input channel that is connected to the dock, set TV mode toggle to on, set audio output toggle to external or EXT. Connect the external audio system to the 3.5 millimeter auxiliary audio port on the right of the dock. Wake up, turn on the switch. TV mode indicator will turn on. Switch video will be displayed on the TV and audio will be output through the external audio system. Tabletop mode and switch internal speakers. So this is kind of like your Facebook portal type mode for being able to have a docked music source. Tabletop mode and external audio. This is kind of like just a media player at this point. And the HomeSpot Nintendo Switch Bluetooth adapter lets you pair Bluetooth adapter with a Bluetooth headphones. Refer to HomeSpot Nintendo Switch Bluetooth adapter manual. Some troubleshooting here. No sound is heard on the TV. No output on TV. Tabletop mode is not working. No sound is heard on the external audio. HomeSpot Nintendo Switch Bluetooth adapter is not working. Switch is not charging when inserted onto the dock. Switch has no internet connection when inserted onto the dock. Connected USB device is not working. Any other issues? Cool. Alright, let's take a look at this. The bag it comes in is kind of a little bit thicker bag. So we got our stand here. We got some rubber nubbies down there to keep from impacting the front of the Switch. TV mode on and off. TV and external for audio. Here is the USB Type-C for the adapter kickstand. So you can have it a little elevated or not. Output 15 volts at 1.2 amps. Input is 15 volts at 2.6 amps. So this is the first version of the product. They do have plans to revise this product with some feedback that I've already submitted to them in regards to what this just listed as being online. For we need a T1000 port here so bad. The Switch has such slow download speeds, and being restricted to only using Wi-Fi is a pain in the absolute tail. Here's our audio jack. Alright. So, let's go ahead, take a look now. What's changed? This is inset a bit on the power button, so you can't just easily press it. Plus it's an oval shape now instead of round. We got a single bar oval split for volume up, volume down. You have a little bit longer teeth here that holds the card slot in. So that makes that a little bit more firm and it doesn't flip open as easily. Here's our docking connectors. It does have a slight bit more heft to it. Wow, that is just, you don't have that ratcheting anymore. That's smooth. And it has a satisfying click whenever it makes it to the back. Here's your micro SD card up to an SDXC. And that just means extreme capacity or high capacity, HC, being anything 64 gigabytes or more. Yeah, that is a satisfying click. Let's go ahead, line this up. And there we have our dock set up. Just because of the weight of the OLED, I would advise using this kickstand down here just to angle it just a bit more. So looking at it straight overhead, this is with the kickstand. You can see the angle that it's at, opposed to without the kickstand is just a whole lot more straight up and down. This is definitely the small, compact kind of dock that you could use for media and things like that. For sure, a very good, decently built dock. Alright, so we've got that done now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the controller grips for the new white Joycons to get these out of the way. Here we have both grips. One moment, guys. Guys, sorry about that. Got a phone call and it canceled, or it stopped the recording, so I'm going to have to merge these two videos together. So here is the controller grip. And as you can see, you just sit the controller in like that. Good satisfying clicks from these top buttons. So all this is doing is just providing clicking on these. Easily removed. You can see here, right here's where it's actually clicking on these said buttons. Yeah. Feels good. Same as all the others do. So, moving on. Let's clean the area here. Let's go ahead and do something constructive now. Let's take a look at the iVoler V-Guard for the Switch OLED. Got my trusty, never rusty Radio Shack micro driver that I use for opening things. Alright, so of course you're familiar with any cell phone screen protectors. You know what this is. You got dust flanks, you got your wipes, the wet and the dry, for as many as you would have of the screen protectors. You have your instructions here. Clean the screen of your device with the wet wipes provided and remove any remaining liquid with the microfiber cloth. Remove any dust with the dust absorber. Screen must be completely dry of dust particles to avoid any bubbles from occurring in the screen protector. Put the frame guide on your device. So, let's go ahead and get started. Go. Here's a wipe. Wet one, whatever you want to call it. It's basically an alcohol swab. Smells like an alcohol swab. Looks like an alcohol swab. wiped it down. There wasn't really anything on it. I'm just demonstrating for the sake of demonstrating. So this should be well, mama guys, I'll finish doing this and then we'll get it lined up. Okay guys, finally I got a no speck of dust. On the third, I've got one left now. So I got one backup. It's typically how it goes with these. If you're a perfectionist and don't want any specks of anything after 5 reapplications of the same one, you're pretty much going to guarantee you've got finger oils on it, so it won't be a clean install. But now that we've got it on, we take this off. Bingo bango. You can see corners covered, entire screen covered. Alright, now that that mess is done, so let's go ahead, let's switch up to handheld mode so that we can be able to cover the OIVO silicone case. So the good thing about these is food grade silicone always is smooth and durable. Let's go ahead, start with the left side, stretch it over to the right side, just like that. Gives you what the Switch is missing for larger hands, much needed grip. I do notice that these analog sticks have a lot more grip on the top of them now. Maybe it's the same kind of material that they're using on the Pro Controller analog sticks. Cutouts look good. We got our IR blaster there. Vents. Well, so you got your Switch OLED. Well, now you need a case. So let's go ahead and take a look at this case kit. What all it can hold. It does have a nice trim of white around the zipper seam. Okay, so first off, this thing is big enough to hold literally an AC adapter, Pro Controller, your extra Joycons. You got room for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 games. 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So 24 game carts can fit in here. Then you have a clear controller grip kit as well. Let's take a look and see. This is just a polymer. Feels like TPU hard grade material for impacts. resisting impact, basically. Didn't buy this for this, bought it for this. I mean, if you have a larger case for your original Switch, the OLED is going to fit in it because, like I said, it's just a little bit wider. My original Switch is being used by someone right now, so don't have it to be able to compare next to. Yeah, that's just an impact case. It's not even TPU. That is straight up acrylic. I mean, it came with it, so I guess I gotta measure and see how it fits. I don't like this because, for one, you can't get access very easily to the button to pop it out. So now that that's clipped in, here's the screen accessories for cleaning the screen. Here's the extra tempered glass screen protectors. You got 2. I can already tell you, this has got some thought put into it, that's for sure. Because it does have a cutout at the back to cover over the Surface-like kickstand. So this case kit was $25. It does have a hinge on it for the kickstand to be covered. What it does not have, though, is a decent mounting system. I don't know, maybe this has to be attached to it or something? No. I mean, this just seems like more trouble than it's worth. It's some protection, but nothing's going to clip and hold in. So it's kind of like, what are you trying to do? It looks clean, I'll give it that, but let's just go ahead and get this piece opened up and put it on as well, just to see what the point of this thing even is. You have something like this, you really don't need something like this casing thing here. Got some analog stick covers, different heights and different styles. I would use the white or the black. Alright. So yeah, that's literally just an impact case. Let's see if it still fits in here okay, or if it adds too much movement. I do like that, you know, that's something they thought of for impact, but it makes this thing so slick that I don't think it would be a viable excuse me oh gosh. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a viable option. No, adds too much. I would rather use an impact absorbing sleeve than an impact resistant clear thing. Especially whenever it takes so much effort to be able to get it off of the sides for the Joycons. Well, this one just wants to hold. So we checked out those parts of that. Let's put this back in here. For those that want to play on the go or laying in bed, we got that. Fits in. Excuse me, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. That was more than I was expecting, effort-wise and everything else. So, yeah, that's these parts and just, I don't know, put them somewhere. So, first things first. This kit is really good if you have steady hands for being able to apply a screen protector. Because of this frame it comes with, makes it a lot easier. And especially for the price, for 4 screen protectors, it's a good deal. It is a good deal. Secondly, I like this grip. I wish that the hand part of the grip expansion on the back of it was a little bit deeper for more palm than like fingertips, but it feels good. Third, the case itself, it does fit a lot of stuff, but there is barely any edging around the outside to get a grip on anything, so there's that. Does hold 24 game carts, so that's a good thing. But I think if I had my way, I would just stick with my Zelda aftermarket kit that I got, because it's blue and white, and it fits everything except for a Pro controller and AC adapter in it. So, alright. This is cool. Not necessary, but it is cool. And if you just want to have something a little bit unique, or add that little bit of extra cooling possibility that may be needed in the future, depending on what Nintendo decides to do, if they keep this current dock design, or if they revise it with the Super Switch. So, the OLED now. I think you can see that's pretty black. And that's just default turn on for the first time brightness. It's very loud. Much louder than the original Switch. You can tell looking at it though, it does suffer from refresh issues. Where that it's not like some monitors and TVs that have the variable refresh. I mean, it being an OLED, it could have it. Excuse me. But, I mean, Nintendo just took what Samsung had from 2013 end of year that was for sale in 2017 from some tablets that they were going to be doing overseas, and it's like, yeah, we'll take those. So, is this a good deal for someone that already has a Switch like me? Mine is the original launch model, though. Does not have the better battery life, and it does not have the what was it? The ability to RCM it with the Joy-Con rails to mod the Switch. I mean, if you already have the original and you just want the original for games in general that you buy, you don't need this. If you have the original like me and you purposefully have not upgraded things on it to be able to use with RCM tags, to mod it to see what you can actually get performance out of it any better, then yeah. And then also having the double the storage inside from 32 gig to 64 gig. Yes, definitely a good deal. Over the red box switch that had the better battery, this has that same battery inside. That is the Tegra X1 Plus, which was the Marico chipset that had the better battery life revised, and it's the same chipset Marico that is in the 2019 version of the NVIDIA Shield, the Tube, and the small box. So it does have the ability on the chip itself to handle, 4K output. So yeah, that's another plus. Would I consider getting this just for the larger screen? No, definitely not. 7-inch screen over 6.225 isn't much larger when you're already used to something like a tablet that's an 8-inch. But if you're coming from this, or coming from the original Switch, or from a PS Vita even, 5-inch screen to 6.225. And then you have like those Windows handhelds, like the iNeo 2021, the GPD Win 3, which is a 5.5 inch. And then you have some other things out there as well, like the AYN, or All You Need Odin, which is a 6-inch Android-based handheld that can also run Windows. Then, this is going to be about the same size width-wise as those. Then you got the Steam Deck coming up. The Steam Deck being a different kind of a screen altogether, and having the capabilities to handle HDR if it gets programmed in, because the chip they're using can handle HDR processing. It just depends on if the screen, the IPS display or the etched display, either one, get that ability to handle HDR output. It does, that'll be like a mobile movie watching great thing, as well as, of course, your HDR gaming for having deeper color depth. Even if it is a 1280 by 800 resolution on those, it would still be able to handle output upgrade to 4K because of the docking and everything like that. So my impressions of this is it's a nice design. It is an updated design, but do I see this being a necessary purchase for someone? Now, if you have the option of this or the red box setting next to each other for $50 difference, I would get this regardless, because of it is larger storage. And it does have the better kickstand. This kickstand beats the tar out of the original kickstand design because of the way it's built. I do like features about this, but the main reason I got this, guys, literally the main reason, is 64 gigs of storage, white Joycons. That's it. I can't help it. I like white. But, yeah, guys, you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below in the video. If you want to support the channel or want to consider subscribing to the channel to know whenever I have new videos going live, consider doing those, as well as if you want a thumbs up to let me know you like the content. If you have any feedback or criticisms on the content, I'm always open to criticism. I do what's within my ability, within what my health conditions will permit me to do right now. And also, if you want to know whenever I have new items coming in that may be potential future content, consider following me on Twitter at Zybernite. And guys, this is Outernight, your Tech and Games Crusader. Hope you guys have a good night, good day. Take care. Thanks for watching. One more thing. Let's prove what it says is correct. It is dockable. We will see you later, guys. Take care.